So there must be presence of mind. What I said you? Presence of mind. You make back one straight and open your science brain now. You are having something in your hand. Why? Hold your arms. Then you can focus over here. And what does the presentator do? Explain. Just focus on that matter. Actually, this is the time of revision. Time of revision. So, if you pay a little bit attention, then you can learn many more things. Understood or not? So, morning time there was presentation from our hero, EKB, right? Now DV. Let's welcome on the stage Dipak Bohara.
Good afternoon everyone, respected our science teacher and my dear friend. Today I am here standing in front of you to present chapter 6 nature and environment. Now without wasting time I would like to start my presentation. For nature and environment, a community is a combined form of organism and the environment. Organisms are living community which depend upon on non-living environment for their many purpose. And so environment is a combined form of organism and the community environment. So a community is a combined form of different organism and the environment, and organisms are living in communities and which depend upon other non-living organism and for their many purpose. And next heading is ecosystem.
Yes, simply that.
Ecosystem. An ecosystem is an ecological unit which consists of both living and non-living component of the environment, and so it means that ecosystem is an ecological unit. It is an ecological unit which consists of both living and non-living component of the environment. So A.G. Tashley was the British scientist who used the first term ecosystem. And component of the ecosystem, altogether there are two type of component. One is abiotic component. It means abiotic it consists non-living things, and biotic component means it consists living. And abiotic component include non-living things, non-living components such as air, solar energy, soil, water, etc. It means abiotic component are those type of component which consist of non-living things such as air, solar, and solar energy and water, etc. And the non-living component or abiotic component air. So air is a constitutes the atmosphere of the earth surface. Air generally contain nitrogen 78%, oxygen 21%, and the carbon dioxide 0.03%, and it also contains water vapor that supplies water widely on the land. So it means that air is is a constitute of atmospheres of the Earth's surface, and it generally contains nitrogen 78%, oxygen 21%, and carbon dioxide. It's contain carbon dioxide 0.03%, and also it helps to maintain the water vapor and that supplies water widely on the land. Next, abiotic component, solar energy. The energy provided by the sun in the form of heat and energy, heat and light is known as solar energy, and the degree of hotness and coldness is called temperature, and it is most significant factor among all abiotic factors. So it means that solar energy is the form of solar energy is the dose energy which is provided by sun in the form of heat and energy, and it is most significant than other abiotic factors, and because of this solar energy, plants get sunlight and energy, and plant prepare their food by the help of sunlight and by the help of photosynthesis. And next, abiotic component, soil. And soil is an important abiotic factors which form the chief substratum for plants and animals on the land, and it means that soil is an important abiotic factors, and where all living organisms are living on the in the soil, and soil form the surface layer of the earth, and it is a natural habitat and storehouse for the different organisms, and soil contains minerals, organic matters, water, air, and microorganisms. It means that soil is storehouse for all living organisms on the earth, and it also contains some substances like or minerals, organic matters, water, air, and microorganisms means is a very small organism in the earth. So next is water. Water is an essential for life. It is essential for life, and it covers more than 71% of the total surface, and it is essential for maintaining the life activities of organism. We all know that water is very essential for our daily life, and it covers or it contains more 71% of total surface of the earth, and it is also very important for maintaining our daily activities. Next, biotic components. Biotic components are classified into producer, consumer, and decomposers. First one is producers, and autotrophic organisms are producers, and they are capable of synthesizing organic food from inorganic raw materials with the help of solar energy, and they also maintain the balance of O2 and carbon dioxide in nature. So producers means those organisms which are autotroph means those organisms which can make their food by themselves, and they are capable of synthesizing or converting raw organic food from inorganic raw materials with the help of solar energy, and they also maintain the balance of oxygen and carbon dioxide in nature. And next heading is consumers. Consumers are those animals which feed on other organisms, and they are also called heterotrophs, and they are classified as the primary, secondary, and the tertiary or top consumers. So it means that produce consumer those type of organisms which depend upon other organisms for their foods, and they are also called heterotrophs, and they are classified as primary, secondary, and the tertiary consumers. Next is decomposer. Most of the decomposers are saprotrophic microorganisms, and they feed on the dead bodies of the organism and their organic wastage, and they break down the organic compound of dead bodies into simpler compounds. It means that the decomposer are those organisms which break down complex organic compound into simpler compound. And next, food chain. Food chain, the transfer of energy and the materials in the form of food and one trophic level by the repeated process of eating and being eaten is known as food chains. So it means that food chain is the process of transferring energy from one trophic level to another trophic level by the repeated process of by eating and being eaten is known as food chains. So for more information, you can see here this is grass, and this is eaten by this grasshopper, and again this grasshopper is eaten by frog, and this again frog is eaten by snakes, and this is a repeated process and repeated process of transferring energy and the materials from one trophic level to another which is known as the food chains. Another is food web, and a food web is a network of food chains and interconnected at various trophic levels, and it is also known as the multi-directional flow of food and the number of feeding connections among different organisms. So it means that food web is also is the food chains, is the network of food chains, and were interconnected at various organisms and from one trophic level to another, and it is also known as the multi directional flow of food and the number of feeding connections. And for more information, you can see this grass is again eaten. These are eaten by rabbit, and this rabbit is eaten by fox. And this is the it show that the food chains figures. Another is types of ecosystem. Altogether, there are two types of ecosystem. One is water ecosystem and land ecosystem. Water ecosystem is defined as that ecology units which organisms of a water community interact among themselves and intervene to balance the number among of their substances in their community. And so water ecosystem means that it is also ecological unit where the water community organism interact with each other for their maintaining balance and for their environment balance. And for examples, pond ecosystem, sea, sea ecosystem, and river ecosystem, lake ecosystem are some common example of water ecosystem. And next is land ecosystem, the ecosystem in which animals and the plants of land community interact among themselves and within the community, within environment, is called land ecosystems. So land ecosystem, the ecosystem in where animals and plants interact and interact with community, interact among themselves and for their within the environment, and which is known as ecosystems. And for example, grassland ecosystem, forest ecosystem, etc. And next heading is effect of climate change in organism. If the climate extreme level, if the climate changes in environment, then it will be migration of organisms and extinction of organism and behavior changes of organism. First one is migration of organisms. The average changes in the temperature of the water and the land affect the habitats of the organisms. Either the organism of that habitat have to die, or they have to shift to another place for their protection, which is called migrations. So migration means the animals where if they are living, and due to this climate change, if the temperature, water and the land is affected, and the habitat of those organisms should either they have to die, or they have to shift another place for their protection, and which is known as migration. Another is extinction of organisms. So climate change causes the slow growth of plants, which is caused the loss of habitat of many wild animals in a new situations. Many of animals are disappearing from the earth. So it means that extinction of organism means due to the changes in environment, land and water, animals are not living in the earth. So and they have to disappear from the earth, and due to this climate change, many organism or animals extinct from the earth, and some of the example are dinosaur. So this is the common examples which these animals are organisms are not existing in the earth. So these are already disappearing from the earth due to this climate change, and due to this not suitable environment on the earth. Next is behavior changes of organism, and the behaviors of different animals and plants get changed due to the climate changes, which is directly affect the ecosystem of community and animals change their hibernation periods. It means that the behaviors of different organisms and plants gets changed due to the climate change, and which is directly affect the ecosystem of community, and also change their hibernation period, means the spending time of plants and animals, which also get affected. Next heading is adverse impact of climate change and global warming. And first point, it is found that the present polar bears are polar bears are thinner and unhealthier than those 20 years before. It means that due to this climate change and global warming, the polar bears are being thinner and unhealthier. If we compare that before 20 years, polar bears. And next point, fruiting fruiting in plants occurs either too early or too late because due to this climate change and global warming, and growth seeding period and the life span of plants are affected. And rhododendron normally blossom in the month of Fagun and the Vaisakh, but however due to these climate changes the flower have begun to blossom earlier in the month of December, and all this is happening because of global warming and climate change. Next heading is interaction among living beings. Interaction among living beings. So first, it shows that mutualisms or symbiosis in this type of organism. Both organisms are benefited. So it's here both organisms are benefited, or mutualism or symbiosis in commensalisms. Commensalism, one and organism is benefited and another is get harm and no effect. And there is parasitism. There also one effect, one is benefited and another is harm. And competition means both organisms get harmed. And for more information, these figures show that the competitions and both organisms get harmed. And another, this is commensalism, and one is get benefit and another is no effect. That or it's so symbiosis, and it's so the prediction. And last one is parasitism, and here also one organism get benefit and another is another harm, and here also one get benefit, another is harmed. By saying this much, I would like to end my presentation. Thank you and have a nice day.
Very lovely, very lovely. Today, Teja's presentation also fabulous, right? Yes or no? Teja's presentation as well as Dipak super fabulous. So actually, if you make the presentation with full interest, it becomes nice. Last time, you can compare the work of Avramud. Haphazardly used gamma and became Avadari presentation. Slide also Hava, presentation also Hava. The very next day again he did, it was better. I think next time he will do much better than this, right? So that's great. Now I think your presentation will be there, right? Next, whose presentation? Your presentation is there. So going to do. Let's do on Sunday. Sunday let's complete. So from Monday let's not do, because Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday we can discuss the sets. 1, 2 sets we can discuss. Sorry, exercise Monday we can discuss, no problem. And for exercise it doesn't take long time. Monday is holiday. I think that is Sonamulu sir. Tamula sir, not Sonamulu, Tamula sir is there. Anyway, the chapter is nature and environment. He has already mentioned many more things. All things are there. So such type of slides you have to make. Major points you have to take and then prepare the slide. If you would start collecting all the information, then it looks very long also, and it takes much more time. Sorting points. So listen, those who are making slide, those students must underline the major points collect those major points and keep in your slide and prepare it. And I think he provided too much effort for this. How long did it take to prepare? Oh, you did continuously? Okay, and Tejas, you did yourself or you have asked your brother? But how long did it take? 3 hours. Anyway, later on, you have to give presentation in big mass. In your office, in your company, wherever you work, in your classroom. Ah, children, why are you making noise? So you have to be confirm about it. Now let's check. And Yod and Parson, check whether your slides are better than this or not. If not so, prepare yourself. Yod, have you already sent? Already sent. Parson also has already sent. That's great. Okay, so today I have to give you set question, right? Already given. Which set is given? Set 14. Start doing set 14 now. Come on.